Hello guys, another blog video just to explain N1 on our unit standard 15217. 15217 form part of the STF group unit standards. Now N1 asks us to draw up a matrix. Now in this case we visited a company in our rollback in our previous unit standard 15218. We visited a shoebox company, and they give us the criteria there for this shoebox company. In the Dropbox folder, you can also download some details about the shoebox company, the company structure. So you must pretend that you went to the shoebox company, you've interviewed some people, and you're coming back and you have identified all the training needs in that company. Now, the activities say to us that the detailed matrix must have the following fields on it. So if you're going to give a company their training needs back, you should do this on, maybe an Excel sheet, for example. But this is the minimum criteria that should be on there. Now, first of all, it's the stakeholders and the company details that approved it. Obviously, we want to know, what is the company's name, put their details on there. You can always start also with the company's vision and mission and contact details. And then you can list also the board of directors, the executives, the HR department, and the finance department. Because otherwise these people is going to say, listen, you never involved them in this process and they don't buy into this plan of yours. So we want to list all the stakeholders, all the key people, and we're going to ask them to also sign it off, to give a final approval for implementation. Then we have the actual skill that is required and a suggested course. Many times people give us courses funny names and the company don't know what course to book to fill up the skill. So we're going to tell them what skill is required and a course that we're going to suggest there. In-house or outsource. Again, one of the activities ask us a bit later on, what is the difference or the advantages and disadvantages about doing stuff in-house and outsource? Now, for one, in-house, I think we're going to do more company-specific training in-house, trade secrets and our own software we will do in-house. Also, another advantage of in-house is that you can do it for much cheaper. Now, other stuff like accredited courses, many times learnerships we need to outsource to an accredited training provider, or maybe that's new software that we want to implement. Now, one of the advantages of outsourcing training is that you again bring new resources and ideas and skills inside the company. Cool. Number 4, the resources required for the workplace. Now, not always, but if maybe you require the learners to be with a machine or you're in a plant, then we must mention it also there. So listen, if you do this course, we're also going to need practical here. So the factory plant or that machine must be made available. The skills priority. Now, many times in the middle of the year, like this year with the corona, and we need to cut our budgets. So then we can say, listen, this course or this skill that I said we must train, it's a legal requirement, so you must train it. Or it's a high priority or medium or low priority. So if they want to cut the budgets, they know where to cut it and what they can cut on. Motivation for the skill, again, why did you suggest this course? Maybe it's for a new department that's coming in or new software. NKF level, that's going to tell us the complexity again, of the course. Type of the job category, who you want to see, managers, supervisors, or what level in the company should attend it. Then our race is linked in with our employment equity targets. So in other words, there we're also going to have the gender, because it works on race and gender. So for example, if we don't have enough black females in our company in senior positions, then we need to give black females an advantage to attend courses to help them to progress to, supervisors level, for example. So that's going to be an indication of, race groups as targets that you need to also meet your employment equity. Same with the gender, disability. How many times with BE points we get extra points if you have disabled people also on it? So we're also going to give an indication there for the people. So whenever they're going to recruit learners for the specific course, they can see, listen, there's guidelines that we must work in. The number of learners that you suggest for this course, cost per learner, and the total value. Now, people always get confused with these two. Remember, there's a cost per learner and there's a total budget. So you can't just tell me 15,000 for the course. You must tell me, how did you get there? Now, also, even if it's an in-house course, you must still add the price to it. What about the people out of the workplace? What about the catering, traveling expenses, printing of manuals? All that we need to calculate. So you can change these columns, but I need a detailed breakdown of how you got there. And then also the duration and the timeline. How long do you propose to do this course? Now, you guys can also download this document that we have in our shared folders, either Dropbox or Google Drive or directly from our website. And it's called, it's a Word document N1. And there we've drawn up a template for you. You can see we have the company's detail on the purpose of this plan, the company mission statements, nice to start up. Because everything that we do for the company must obviously be linked to the company targets. There's some key stakeholders in the company. You can add some more people on there, HR and finance or maintenance or whatever departments you want to add on there. And we're going to ask these people also to sign off, because it's going to be a valid document. And I agree that they buy into this document for the next year. There we have, again, all our columns. Look here, we've got all the columns that we just mentioned there. The skill required, the suggested course, carry to NKF, yes, our race, disability. Now, learners, obviously, you can't work if you're younger than 18 years. You must be 18. So this is 18 to 35 years, 35 to 55, and then over 55. That we have an indication, of I think most of the people that you're going to say that they must recruit is going to be in this column here between 18 to 35. So the training manager is going to see this. I need to do this course, and he's going to see exactly what race and gender and age groups must get preference over this. Normally, if I print this out, I will do it on one of these big printers. These printers that prints out the house's plans. Those massive long ones. But we all of us don't have that resources. So we've broken this down into 2 pages, and you can see here the skilled, required, and the suggested course. And if I go over to page number 2, there's the suggested course. So this course here actually ties up with this course and this side here, just because otherwise it's going to be too crampy and we can't see nicely, all the information on the page. There's our list, number of learners, the cost, the total budgets. These columns you can change like you want to, but I want to see some calculation. Normally we do this in-house and outsource, and then the total budget for the two together. And then here we can also indicate how many learners you want to be trained in every single month. Now, what I normally do is I say, for example, here 100 learners, and I say I want in March 10%, June another 10%, and so I can carry on. Even here with race groups, I'm going to say here 80% must be that, 10% that, and 10% that. So the beauty of this now is, if I'm going to go and change the number of learners here, I don't have to go and change it all over in these other places. So I like to keep all these things where I can in a percentage form, and then the only one is the real value is the number of learners. And obviously this I have to do it, if you do it in Excel, then you can do some nice calculations. So that's a document you guys is going to complete for us for a company, and you're going to suggest at least 150 learners on any type of course. Doesn't matter what it is. And the purpose of this document is, or this activity is to help us, to identify how to capture it on this document and what information should be kept. And that is the minimum requirements that must be in a matrix when you give it to a company.